And hey there, welcome back folks, me RJB from RJB TV, and as you can see there right on the screen, we are going to enter an ultimate battle between Freyja and Burgersasu. And while we enter the game, I'm actually going to close my window, because I think I left that window open once again. It's something that's been happening more often these days. So let me just quickly fix that for you while we look at Freyja just slowly building up his base. The window has been closed. Okay, so we have, I forgot the music. So we have a little bit of a, I think this is a Terran background music, or maybe it's the Protoss background music. Honestly, I'm not too sure with differentiating these background musics from one another. I don't know which song belongs to which race. Okay, we have yellow Terran, Freyja going for the barracks first, and we have Burgersasu on the blue Protoss, going for a pylon first, because what else are you going to do as a Protoss except the pylon first? You literally need a pylon first, otherwise you cannot do anything at all. So yeah, this starts very normal. So something that I've been really liking as of late is that Freyja, who started out as a regular Hunters player, became one of the best Hunters players in the world, then started playing big games Hunters as well. I'm not too sure if he played that a lot or if it was just Hunters, but then he decided to also start playing fastest map, and he quickly went from being one of the fastest Hunters players in the world to being one of the best fastest team players in the world. And now apparently he has also turned into one of the best 1v1 players in the world, because, you know, if someone has a talent to be one of the best players in the world on a specific map, they likely have that same talent for every single map, not just that one map. And guess what? Freyja has proven us yet again that that is most oftentimes the case. He's here on the yellow Terran, facing off against a behemoth like Burgersasu. He wants to steal all those tasty little beef patties for himself, steal the recipe and start his own restaurant. What's it called again in SpongeBob? I forgot his name. I know the name in Dutch, but the name in Dutch doesn't make any sense compared to the English one. Plankton or something. The small little one that's always trying to steal the... I forgot the name of the Krabby Patty? The Krabby Patty was trying to steal the recipe, and Freyja is trying to do the same thing with Burgersasu, but I forgot what it's called, so I can't really land a joke on that one. Kind of just screwed myself over. So yeah, Burgersasu going for that traditional 2 Zealot harassment on the double gateway. A really cute block there, saves the Marine. The other one's going to go down there though, and the Zealots do make their way through, so the Zealots have to get chased down by the Marines as more Zealots are on the way from across the base, from across the map. So yeah, the double Marine barrack defense is not going as well as I would have liked, although the Zealots are mostly just going in to get some information, kill... Oh! He out-microed himself. He was expecting this Marine to get microed, and it wasn't. And that was not even a mind game. That was just Burgersasu outplaying himself. Anyway, 2 Zealots are waiting in the front. Forge on the way in the back, and the Cyber Core as well. He's getting a choke up at some point. Probe there is going to get 1 cannon up in the front, or is he going to go for a robo first and rely on the 4 Zealots to keep Freyja contained? Is he banking on the fact that Freyja, only having double barracks, doesn't have enough Marines to go for some counter-aggression? Now, this is a little bit incorrectly placed, if I have to say. Like, you don't want to leave that spot open. You want to actually build it right here, and then another depot right there later on into the game. Factory on the way, double command center in the back, 20 SCVs, double gas. Double gas on double CC is quite difficult to play, to be honest, because there's not that many SCVs on the middle. You can see 10 SCVs, 3 more joining to 13. You could have had 15 to 16 SCVs on the minerals and get more minerals into the bank. Because at this point, I don't think he can actually use the gas he's getting. So I think he started his second gas a little bit too early, but I might be wrong. Stima, they're on the way. We'll hit machine shop very soon. There's engineering bay. Medics are already finishing up. Marines are pushing out to maybe try and stop this from happening, because this is about the timing. You get your Marines out, Stim is on the way, medics are coming from across the map. That's when you usually try to do some aggressive posturing with the Marines, but he might have overstepped his boundaries a little bit too far, a little bit too much. And he's going to get most of those Marines back home behind the safety of this wall where fire bats are waiting. A couple Marines actually split off to attack the cannons. That's a brilliant move that I've actually not seen anyone make so far in my entire life. That was very, very smart. That's next level, because now he can use the fire bats and the Marines to attack and break the front door. That's actually next level genius. That's next level genius. I've never ever seen this specific move done by anyone. But are there enough zealots to break this attack? No, there are not. So the Marines and fire bats are going to keep on pushing, kill the pilot in the front. 2 more pilots are on the way there to help those 2 Reavers now stuck in limbo finish up before they die. So the pilots are finishing up there. He's going to just go for the robos and now switch to the... He's going to have to keep the zealots away. So going to go for the robo. Cancel that one. Did he cancel it or not? I don't think he cancelled it. He's banking and gambling on buying time, but that one's going to die as well. He's going to have to cancel it right about now. Did not cancel that one either, so loses 2 Reavers in production, so that's 400 minerals, 200 gas, dead and gone forever. But he saves the base, though. He saves the base. Cannons in the back are finished up. These Marines cannot really do that much. Cannon there in the front coming up. Going to try to target it down, but Zealots take this moment in time to target the remaining Marines. Marines are getting microed to... don't want to say perfection, but they were microed and controlled pretty well. That was a really good move from Freyja. That alone is enough to put him very high on my list of presently and currently Gosu players in 2024. So goes for 2 more barracks for a total of 5. We have double starboard on the way there. He's still does not have a wall. Splitting those Marines to get vision of gas and minerals on other bases to dodge 2 with his SCVs. CC number 3, level 1 attack, they're almost finished up. Scan coming down there on the Burgersasu's base to see what he is up to. Building new robots are in the back, getting Dragoon range, getting Dragoon range, no storm there yet, getting level 1 attack, shuttle speed. His entire plan has been thrown into disarray. It's all been thrown into disarray. Worker count is an advantage for Freyja. Engineering base are being built on the sides to get a vision on the high ground. So the thing is, because he killed the robos, he slowed Burgersasu down so much, he can pretty much take it easy at the moment. He can delay himself on building a shuttle drop defense, because the shuttle drops are not coming anytime soon. Burgersasu still has to wait for Storm, for the Reavers to finish. Burgersasu is somewhat transitioning into a gateway mass strategy, because he has no other choice. He has to wait for all the technology he lost from earlier to finish, which takes time. So the next best option is to just get a couple more gateways, a couple more gateway units, and try to do something with those while getting drops on the back of those gateway units. He's playing for control and for macro. Worker counts still about the same. Storm on the way. Dragoon range almost finished up. Dragoons are on the sides, looking for Marines. Engineering base to kill to take away Freyja's vision. Now Freyja has stationed Marines pretty well around his command center. The top side is wide open here though, but we have an engineering bay on the high ground to give detection and vision for the turrets to shoot beyond the high ground. And Burgersasu actually goes for a frontal attack. That is a double wall. 1 tank there on the high ground. Zealots trying to break through. Tanks shooting, Marines shooting from the bunkers, and Burgersasu is actually getting some pretty good progress here. Gonna try to kill the tanks on the high... The shuttle goes down, so the Reavers are stuck. Kills the tanks on the high ground there. The High Templars coming in to storm the Marines. As they leave the bunkers, a couple of them make their way back in. And the attack, while making progress, didn't actually do enough damage to justify losing that many units. But here's the thing. Burgersasu had to do something. He had to do something. So he picked the best option available, and that was trying to break the front door. And it almost worked. Almost. I disagree with putting the Reavers on the high ground. I think he should have picked up like 2 Zealots, put them on the high ground, and then preserve the shuttle to micro the Reavers, instead of losing the 2 Reavers on the high ground and losing the shuttle. So that was a slight little misplay, I'd say. Double shuttle on the top, no Corsair in between, gonna die, has to unload on the top corner, goes in on Templar Lows, Templar Storms, and another Templar Storms, but all the Marines pretty much survive. Raid's now hunting for shuttles, scanning the map as well to look what's happening in Burgersasu's base. So far, Freyja has been playing this pretty much like any other expert in 1v1 and Terran would do. So far, it's all looking pretty good. So getting double engineering bay for double upgrade, armor and weapon, getting barracks number 6. So he's really going to rely on marine production to defend himself and maybe even use that to attack Burgersasu with the very strong marine production with the very good upgrades. So Burgersasu now on triple robo, getting 7 on the top. Let me check what's that on the top. Cyber Core, Observatory, Triple Forge. Level 1 attack finished up, getting level 1 armor and shield, level 2 attack as well. Whereas Freyja is currently on level 1 attack for marines and armor as well. He's already getting level 2 too. He has 4 armories already finished. He's pretty fast. We're only 10 minutes in, well 11 minutes in. And he's pretty much, I'd say, almost ready to rock and roll and go for the attacks. Cannons dropping on the sides. He's trying to secure the perimeter around Freyja's base. Burgersasu is doing his trademark super duper fast spending of money. It's one of the things he's best at. Spending and macroing like an absolute madman. Goes in. Corsair goes down. Turns around. Loses the shuttles. Keeps 2 alive. High Templars inside. Zealous as well. He needs more Corsairs to get in there. Needs like 2 more Stargates, maybe 3 more Stargates, and fill out 2 more or 3 more gas to really finance those drops. 1 drop made it into the backside there though, but that one did not hit anything. But he made his way in there over the bottom side. I assume over the bottom side. So he did get in there. I almost missed it. But nothing died. Nothing died whatsoever. The raids, they didn't really do their job because they were fighting or trying to intercept the shuttles from the top side. So we have 5 factory, that's number 5 actually. And again, a couple more starports. Does he have signs? Yes, signs are on the side. This time around he's got 2 Corsairs and we have how many shuttles? 8 shuttles, that's a big drop. We have a lot of Marines in between. And he scans the map but does not see the shuttles on the top side. So this is maybe gonna catch him by surprise. Comes in over the top side. Yeah, responded too slow. Shuttles are going all the way in as he's running to safety. Raids are coming in to try and snipe the shuttles as they try to unload. Storms on a command center. Not on these 10 or so SCVs still there. Okay, kills 10 of them. Yeah, he kills 10, but honestly, killing those 10 actually helps Freyja out. He now has a much healthier amount of SCVs. He had 90, now down to 79. Much better. The perfect amount, actually. So yeah, sometimes a storm drop actually helps the enemy out. Sometimes it helps the enemy out. But you know, you still gotta try those shuttle drops. You still gotta try and hit them. Because ultimately, killing the economy is your best option in getting a lead and winning a game. It's your best option. So currently, Burgersasu is still preparing another drop. He's getting more Stargates. He's currently building Corsairs to hunt down the raids and to escort those shuttles in. He has some observers in production somewhere. They're on the top. Drop on the bottom. Is he going to go for a double drop or a single drop? It's a single drop, but there's too many turrets. This is... maybe it's going to go in. Raids swooping in. Nothing unloads. Nope, not going to work. You really do need more Corsairs, more shuttles, and maybe something to distract. Something like a double drop. Now we can see that the Valkyries are on the way there for Freyja to replace the raids, because at some point the raids lose their value. And Freyja is maybe going to go for the attack because he's on maxed out supplies, got 1-2 upgrade. He's got level... no, he's got the ship upgrades on the way there, almost level 2-2 for air. Marines are still on 1-2. He's got 4 barracks still there, alive on the scene. Cannons in the front, cannons on the top, and cannons on the side. Burgersasu has fleet beacon. He's going to get disruption web first, so he's not going to go straight into carriers. Got 112 there on the ground. You got 223 there on the way. Honestly, not as many gateways as I thought he would have, but he's doing a really good job of keeping up the pressure and attacking. Tanks are on the side to kill the cannons on the side, using a dropship to fly them over, just to clean them out from safety without exposing the front door to harm. Drop comes in over the front. Raids are coming in to intercept. We got the Corsairs destroying the raids. Shuttles unloading. Temple's on the scene. Temple storming. 3, 4 storms. Maybe 5. Misses everything there, though. Well, he kills the tanks. Kills some SCVs on the gas. So he... I lied. He doesn't miss everything. But the SCVs on the minerals, which are the most important, all stay alive. And he killed all the raids and the Valkyrie. So the next drop, if it comes within a certain time frame before the next wave of Valkyries arrives, could actually fly in completely unopposed. Mass scans coming down from Freyja. Scans the front, scans the carriers, or well, the store gates. We currently have one on the air as well. Zealots are almost on. Yeah, still pretty close to the next upgrade. Yeah, level 3 attack just finished up. That's a very fast level 3 attack. 16 minutes, 2 armor, 2 shields in like 5 seconds. Yeah, like 5 seconds. So he goes for the frontal push. He feels that the time has arrived to stop sitting in his base and just go and attack. Zealot's clearing out the tanks on the low ground. He might prepare a shield battery base on one of these sides. He's adding on more stargates as well. Quick look, more stargates. Yep, more stargates on the way. And the drop there coming in over Freyja's bottom side. Disruption webs there on the turrets. Valkyries take down all the... One Templar loads, but the Templar dies too quick because we had no Zealots on the low ground. Only tanks, only High Templars. Tanks win. Templars die within the blink of an eye. So that drop, sadly for Burgersasu, it was a drop he had to hit. Sadly for him, it did not. So now Freyja has a nice little moment in time to peacefully push across the map and start sieging the front door of Burgersasu's base. Burgersasu is not in the best shape. He's tried many things, but everything comes back to that 4 Marine split off that killed his choke and allowed the firebats, medics, and Marines to break through and deal some real dangerous damage. And now we have Marines and tanks moving across the map. We got scans coming down all over the place, looking to see what's happening. So he scanned 4 times to look for shuttles and units. He saw some shuttles leaving. I'm going to take down these cannons on the side there first. So he's first going to secure the map. I'm not sure if securing the map first is the right option. Should Freyja have gone straight for the front door? Because now Burgersasu has time to build carriers, which are currently on the way. Was it the right choice to clear out the side and not just go straight for the front door? Is that a mistake? Only time will tell whether Freyja should have just gone for it. So big shuttle drop there over the top. No courses in between. He's flying in. He's gonna have to unload prematurely. Tank very close, but 2 storming on the tanks. So that drop doesn't really do that much. Did some damage to the Valkyries, but they're still pretty healthy. Damage on the tank, still alive. This one is stuck there in the corner, gets killed by a vulture. And this here on the bottom middle of the map gets killed and cleaned out as well. But Freyja missed his window to go for a counterattack before the carriers finished. And before the carriers had interceptors. But now because he decided to take a detour to the bottom of the map, we can see that the carriers for Burgersasu are, finished. And a couple more on the way. He's got interceptors building. He's getting scarab damage, getting level 3 air and weapon and armor for air. That's what I wanted to say. Getting level 3 armor and shield for ground. Pretty much all the upgrades that they need are being finalized on both sides of the game. Freyja finishing up his upgrades and Burgersasu finishing up his upgrades. I think Freyja will get level 3 slightly faster though than Burgersasu. He's only level 3 attack, level 2 armor almost finished up, but only like I'd say half a minute away. And he goes for the push across the map. These tanks are clearing out those cannons. Vultures on the hunt to kill the probe there on the side, placing mines on the map as well. He's got mines on the bottom for vision. Playing this very smart. Carriers and a lot of Corsairs are in the sky to go for a drop and to kill the Valkyries. So the Corsairs are there to hunt down the Valkyries, and these are just there to kill whatever they can. But there's only 7 carriers. Only 7 carriers. That's not really that dangerous. The problem here for Freyja is the drop and the Corsairs. Drop and the Corsairs are the problem. Goes in onto the Valkyries, which is gonna die first. Looks like it's gonna be the Corsairs losing the fight because the Corsairs are distracted by the wrong Valkyries. And the drop there comes in. Flies in, misses the fact that it's a drop, runs the SBs to safety. Templar on the scene. It's 1, that's 2. And once again, this, oh, 1 more. Oh, 2 more. Oh, he finally gets him. Kills about, I'd say 29. Kills a couple more there on the bottom side. The carriers all died though. The carriers are dead and gone. But he did what he had to do, and that's hit a drop. But the problem now becomes, because he lost the carriers, there's nothing to be scared of for Freyja at the moment. Because Burgersasu has to build new carriers, which takes a lot of time. So even though he hits Freyja's economy pretty hard, killed like 29. Pretty hard, good hit. Pretty hard and good hit. Freyja has enough time to recover. Enough time to recover. Maybe he even likes the amount of SCVs he has right now. Like, if you go to like 60 in the late game, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Because a Terran doesn't really lose expensive units that quickly, that often. Terran is very cost efficient. Proxy base that gets spotted by the Marine. Yep. Spotted by the Marine. Top over the bottom. Valkyries can take that one down. Splits everything up, starts loading there on the side, but everything gets killed way too quick. Templar storms on himself, and the Valkyries do split up. Now, if Burgersasu had decided to switch to a ground army instead of a carriers here, I think he would have had a real good shot at just breaking through, because that's a lot of Valkyries. I think I counted about 20 of them. So, yeah, Freyja is really expecting. He's really expecting carriers. And Valkyries are amazing against carriers. Unless, of course, there's like 2 or 3 Arbiters on the Protoss side. But there's no Arbiters at the moment. He is warping in the Arbiter Tribunal, though. And everything gets scanned there by Freyja. The carriers are just about finishing up. He has 10 or so, I believe. There's 10. Cores now on the way as well. A drop being mixed in. Killed the Marine on the top. So there's a 3 gateway proxy base. And once again, the push into the middle starts. Valkyries, tanks, Goliaths against carriers and Corsairs. Corsairs and carriers. Okay, first a couple of annoying Dark Templars. A couple mines trigger on his own tanks. Pushing across the map, they're setting up there in the middle, ready to start the assault. But Burgersasu might be trying to counter-attack here. And whether that is the correct choice, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's planning on just throwing away the carriers, realizing that Freyja has 20 to 24 Valkyries. So he might be trying to just go for an attack while the Valkyries are in the middle, and after the Valkyries die, quickly replace his entire army with gateway units. Valkyries returning back home. He's going to try to go... I'm not sure what he's doing. EMP comes in. Oh, excuse me. EMP on the Corsairs. Valkyrie's getting surrounded. Corsairs, not sure which way. Oh yeah, this is gonna go to Freyja's win. This is good for Freyja. Is it though? Is it though? Oh, it looks like this might actually... Push in the middle there, getting stopped by shuttle dropping onto the tank with zealots. And this attack right here is... Yeah, this is gonna be a win for Freyja. Much closer than I thought it would be. All the carriers go down, and he's going for a gateway army switch. It's all gateway units, it's zealots, and he's queuing up Corsairs again. And shuttles as well. So 2 tanks on the high ground there to control his proxy base to make sure that nothing comes from above except Dark Templars. So yeah, that was a questionable move from Burgersasu, but in the end, I'd say that came out about even. About even. Now he has, yeah, he's got a lot more gateways. That's 8 in the front. We have another 8, so 16, 21, 22 gateways plus 3, 25. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. And now Freyja has a lot more tanks than before, but it's still largely an anti-air army, and Valkyries and Raids are being built back at home as well. But Burgersasu does not have enough Zealots on the scene, but he does have enough High Templars for some pretty good storms, and it really softens up those tanks. Drop on the bottom. No observers, so the Raids actually just take down the shuttles really easily. If he only brought an observer, those Raids would have melted and the drop would have arrived on location. Like, these mines are really helping him out. Really, really a big deal breaker. So Freyja slowly pushing forward, bring his Raids to the middle of the map. Valkyries waiting in the front, carriers are once again on the way, but largely has to go for the Zealots yet again. Now he stormed a bunch of his own probes, and now he's putting the remaining probes on the minerals and not mining any gas. Which is a risky move. It's a risky move, but he's got 70 probes. He's got 70 probes. I'm not too sure how that's going to go. Not too sure how that's going to go. So yeah, Burgersasu is facing and staring down a pretty strong army. It's pretty strong push from Freyja here. His minerals are dangerously low. The Valkyries get locked in stasis. Not sure how he's going to survive this, to be honest. I'm not too sure how he's going to stay alive. We've got 17 Zealots on the way, but they're still being rally pointed to the front. And the Raids are flying back and forth, being annoying. The courses are in the back, being helped out by that Arbiter, waiting for their time to strike. Mines are being placed in the middle of his base. I'm starting to sweat a little bit here for Burgersasu, because this does not look very good. Although those tanks there have just overextended a little bit too far. Disruption Whip on the tanks. Disruption Whip is coming in handy after all. It's helping him out, killing those tanks there on a corner. And I think Freyja went in a little bit too deep, a little bit too early. I think he should have played that a little bit slower, waited for the vultures to arrive. Kills the Arbiter, kills a carrier, kills another carrier, and the last carrier stays alive. A couple more spawning. Got vultures placing mines in the base. A couple tanks did survive that onslaught from earlier. We got ghosts on the way, with lockdown I assume. I don't see any nukes, so nukes probably not going to happen. Another wave of Raids. A wave of Raids and Valkyries. Difficult to pronounce Raids and wave at the same time. Okay, so the carrier is coming in to clean out the base. Once again, the carrier switch keeps him alive. He's mining gas yet again. His minerals are very low, despite having 74 probes in total. He's just spending money that quickly. And the Raids coming in. The carriers are not well equipped, but the Corsairs are ready to save the day. Raids getting taken down. Valkyrie splitting up to try and prevent Corsair damage, but not gonna be enough. Might kill one more carrier. He's gonna kill one more carrier? No, he's not. So we have 6 carriers. Ghosts trying to lock down, but the carriers make to escape just on time. We got a wave of Zealots and Dragoons on the way as well. Still building the Interceptors. Turrets being built on the middle there to help him fight against the Interceptors specifically, but realizing that perhaps he might have to wait for reinforcements to arrive, switching to Goliaths away from the Valkyries. Well, actually away from the Raids. He's going to keep the Valkyries in the mix. Actually, I'm lying. These are definitely Raids. So there's going to be less tanks, more Goliaths, more Raids, more Valkyries, and lockdowns. But guess what? Burgersasu is switching over into a pretty good gateway army, which this army from Freyja is not that well equipped against. The Raids can take it down very easily. Disruption Whip on the Corsair, because why not? Because why not? Well, Burgersasu really needs to get a drop in onto Freyja's base. It really has to hit his economy and slow him down. Freyja's minerals are not that high, so a drop would slow him down. If he had above 10,000, I would say a drop doesn't really hurt him that much. But if you're below 6 or 7, yeah, a drop will definitely hurt you. So pushing forward, Valkyries in the back there, getting the splash damage out on those carriers. Corsairs coming in to take down the stacked up Valkyries. Valkyries do stay alive for a very long time. There's a storm, no use to storm, coming in on top of the tanks. Goliaths in the back, they're providing support. Valkyries in the sky are ready to hit those interceptors and by proxy hit the carriers. Those two tanks on top are still alive. Burgersasu is gone. I wanted to say breakthrough, but reinforcements arriving in the middle of the map. Carriers taking some real big damage, but the Valkyrie's not strong enough this time around, and a few Valkyries who stay alive. Ghost trying to lock down, but not... Ghost will lock down the Dragoon, because why not? First the Corsair, now the Dragoon, why the heck not? So the reinforcements from Freyja arrive just on time to push Burgersasu back into his base. I got a feeling this game is going to go on for a little while just like this, because at the moment this kind of feels like a stalemate, but the upper hand is definitely in favor of Freyja. Freyja definitely has the advantage here, because he is preventing Burgersasu from sending out shuttle drops at the same time. Burgersasu is putting all of his attention, all of his action, all of his effort into staying alive. Staying alive. Yeah, they're both just absolutely maximizing their spending efforts. I feel Freyja might have too many Valkyries at this point into the game. He's building another 5 even. He finds a carrier, kills the carrier, takes a big storm to the face there though. Valkyries lower HP than before, but they're quite BB tanky boys, so they can like take one storm and not die. Takes 2 to kill them. We have more carriers having arrived. One on low HP, the rest of them pretty healthy, but waiting for interceptors. Storms there on the tanks and the Goliaths. Storms are keeping Burgersasu in the race. They really are. Yeah, these are the kinds of Tyrannic and Protoss games that I really like. Because it ultimately comes down to micro and macro. Speed and skill. Burgersasu so far has done a great job staying alive. A lot of other players would have died facing off against Freyja pushing into the base, but he's staying in the race, staying alive for some really good production. Which goes to show that sometimes it can be extremely difficult to finish off a Protoss when they have 25 gateways and another 10, what is it, 10? Yeah, 10 Stargates. 10 Stargates total. So 2 Arbiters on the way. He's going to try to get a stasis on the Valkyries. Carrier's going for a short hit and run to take down that front row of tanks. Like if he can keep killing the frontal tanks, he can prevent Freyja from ever pushing into his base, because the tanks that are trying to push, they keep on dying. So yeah, lost a bunch of Valkyries, has to wait for more reinforcements to arrive. He's really switching away from Goliaths yet again. Like he had way more Goliaths earlier, now we see more Vultures in the mix yet again. And a couple more tanks. He's still pulling some Valkyries back at home, getting a vessel for EMP on the carriers to take them down a little bit quicker. And Freyja, I want to say Freyja is slowly making progress. And he is, but the progress is so small that Burgersasu is pushing him back to the same spot pretty much every single attempt that is being made to go forward. Burgersasu's economy is yet again very healthy. Storms too many of his own probes. And that is because carrier interceptors are not expensive to use. He might put the remaining probes on the minerals though, to beefing up his production with his minerals, but at the moment he's gambling. 44 probes, of which only about... Oh yeah, he's putting everything on the minerals. So 44 probes mining minerals, that should be enough. That should be enough. Waiting for the Corsairs to engage with the carriers, with the Valkyries. Gets a good stasis. I think he got about 6 of them. More on the bottom. Vessel going forward. Vessel going to try to EMP on the carriers. Carriers try to make their escape and kill the vessel without getting hit by the EMP. And the ground army there effectively kills the attempt to push in. Because without the carriers in the back, without the Valkyries in the back for Freyja, the carriers from Burgersasu can easily take down that ground army. trying to... Yeah, the lockdown's still not happening. Burgersasu is very aware of what Freyja has here on the front line and keeps dancing back and forth with the carriers, and now he's actually going to try to go for an attack over the bottom side of the map. But this one observer is just out of range of the mine, so the mine is going to spot the carriers, which should give Freyja an idea of what to do with the Valkyries and the ghosts that he has to try and deal with the carriers. Arbiter with energy though. Arbiter with energy. So if the Valkyries come over, the Valkyries will get locked in a stasis, and there's a lot of Valkyries to get locked in a stasis. He currently has 135 energy, so one stasis is all he's got. Vessel in the back. Gets a bad stasis, But the Corsairs though are melting the Valkyries. More Valkyries are coming in. I thought that maybe for a moment there Burgersasu had a chance, but if more Valkyries arrive on the scene, the carriers in turn will die slowly because there's not that many Valkyries, and Goliaths are flanking. Zealots are coming over the front side there though. Zealots are chasing the Goliaths. They're getting out of that choke point by accident. Carriers go down. Valkyries turn back home. Storming on the front door. Another wave of Zealots are coming in. Goliath's gonna distract and buy some time. Not on purpose, but that just happens when they're split on the map. If he had some Dragoons in this mix, if he had a couple of Dragoons, he would really be breaking this down much easier. Also, Burgersasu is once again building probes, so the gamble of having a huge army on only 44 probes, it allowed him to push Freyja back to his base, but didn't allow him to break into Freyja's base. Another drop there being prepared. I'm not sure if he saw the drop. He did not see the drop. So he doesn't know this is coming. That's actually pretty good. We have Goliath there on the bottom. Valkyrie as well. Actually, maybe he knows something is coming. Attack over the middle. Mines will explode on the Zealots. So a lot of Zealots will die before they arrive. Drop on the bottom. They're going in. Valkyries send Wraiths in between. Ghost as well. Goes in. Lockdown on the shuttles. Starts loading, but this one does not really do too much. And a couple of Valkyries who take some damage, but in the end the Corsairs do not do enough damage to take them down. Freyja is playing this really well, and I gotta keep saying it. This one mine is just buying him so much vision and control every single time this mine spots the shuttles. Every single time. If only this observer moved a little bit to see it. So Voltage in the front, killing High Templars, placing mines. Oh, painful one. Waiting for units to build up here back at home, dropping over the bottom side, but the Falcons yet again see it coming in and take it down once again. Storms, but storms on itself. Pretty much everything stays alive. Freyja is just putting on a show of how to remain calm, how to remain composed, and how to do everything by the book. So far, rock solid performance. He's got a nuke on the way, and that I like. That I like a lot. I mean, the game has been going on for quite a while now, and he might be feeling that he needs something slightly more, something different, something exotic and exciting to make this relationship exciting again. So he goes for a nuke. A big, fat nuke. EMPs on one High Templar. Was it worth it? Probably. I don't know. He's got two Arbiters in the back there, waiting for their stasis. Carriers on the way. Anti-air army waiting here on the bottom side, staying out of vision, waiting for the carriers to arrive. Proxy base never developed any further. Scanning yet again the entire base of Burgersasu. Scans the front side and this side, goes in with... Oh, finds the Arbiters, splits them up there. Those only one Arbiter goes down. He's going to try to chase down the second one, but can't find it, so turns around and escapes. Where's the nuke? Where is the nuke? Where is the nuke? Where is it? Right there in the middle. Right here. You know what? I'm just going to use this as a thumbnail because why not? Let's hide the remaining interface parts and resume the game. There's going to be a thumbnail. Nuke. A nuke as a thumbnail. You don't get to use a nuke as a thumbnail that often. That is an amazing stasis. That is the one he's been looking for the entire game. Now we have 2 Valkyries, 3 raids to defend against the carriers that just finished up. That was a great one. He needed that one. He's been looking for it the entire game. Couple ghosts, gonna try to get a lockdown on something. Wait, oh yeah, gets a lockdown on the Arbiter. And 1 carrier gets locked down as well. He has observers in the front to prevent further nukes. Valk's on the way back at home. Retreats his own tanks because he knows he no longer has protection for the tanks, and instead of letting them die, he pulls them back. Because why let them die? Why not just pull them back instead of losing them and rebuilding them? So pretty smart use there, pretty smart use. So the Valkyries are on the way, once again pushing over the middle of the map. The Valkyries that were stuck in stasis get killed by the Corsairs and the carriers. Good combination. Now the question becomes, does Freyja have enough anti-air? He's got 9 Valkyries and about 9 Goliaths. 9 Goliaths. Goes in, Corsairs surrounding the Valkyries. Corsairs splitting up, going further away into the backside there. Corsairs on the chase. The Valkyries will die. Locks 1 carrier down. Goliath's trying to target fire on the carriers. The Valkyries... difficult to pronounce. The Valkyries have died. A little lockdown there on a carrier. Target firing. Arbiter in the sky. So you got no detection on the scene. Corsairs have chased down the vessel, so it's returned back home. Ghost survived on 3 HP. 3 HP. Returns it again there with the tanks, waiting for more anti-air. This really has been a stalemate. So far, this really has been a stalemate. And Burgersasu actually gonna go for a slightly risky move, and he brings along an observer. That's a lot of Goliaths there from Freyja, going directly for the carriers. Carriers are caught away far from home. This turns into a mistake from Burgersasu, because now we get surrounded by Valkyries and Goliaths. Great stasis. Great stasis. But the carriers are getting chased down by the Goliaths. He's trying to go for a Hail Mary victory run. But oh boy, he's losing a lot of carriers to the Goliaths. Great play from Freyja there, and loses almost everything. That turned into a disaster. But he had nowhere left to run. The fact that Freyja caught the carriers in transit, moving over the bottom side, he locked them in position because his Goliaths were in between the retreat and the attack path. So he chased them down, took them down, and now Burgersasu is actually in trouble. He's actually in trouble. It's an 82 pro, so the economy is a little bit bloated on the mineral side, but he has to go for a large gateway army, and he has a lot of Corsairs in the sky. The Corsairs in the sky are eating up all of his supply. He's going for a drop as well at the same time, but the Corsairs have to die. He's waiting maybe for disruption webs to use with the Corsairs on the tanks to allow his own Zealots and Dragoons to maybe plow through this large army, but disruption webs I think are not going to make the difference. He's going to use it to maybe get his drops into the backside there. Not sure what his plan is. Goes forward, starts unloading the shuttles on top, but the shuttles get killed really quickly. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this one. Great disruption webs there though. Great disruption webs. But he simply steps out of the disruption webs. And in the end, the Zealots that get stuck on the disruption web also cannot attack. So the disruption web is kind of like a double-edged sword. It stops the enemy from attacking, but it also stops you from attacking. So the Zealots keep on spawning and they keep on going, but they are... Are they killing enough tanks? Are they killing enough tanks? I don't know. I don't know. Nuke on the way yet again. Actually, you could maybe nuke from the bottom side here. Actually, Burgersasu has to go right now. You gotta go right now. Right now, because reinforcements are on the way. If you don't kill this right now, you're never ever gonna kill it. Got 9 carriers on the way. Is it the correct choice to go for carriers here? Should he just go for Zealots and Dragoons and High Templars instead of going for the carriers here? Is it a wise choice to go for the carriers? I don't know. The carriers have so far not worked. He's gotta go right now. You gotta do it. You gotta go and attack. You gotta do it. Okay, kills the ghost with a mine and a zealot blade attack. Once again, Freyja has a strong anti-carrier combination. It's gonna be 9 carriers. A couple have spawned already, 2 more on the way. Shuttle on the way as well to maybe try and sneak in and hit those SCVs. But at this point, 16,000 minerals, Freyja does not care. Does not care at all about his economy. His economy is great. SCVs can die for all he cares. He's gonna be fine. His gas is high. His minerals are high. Oh yeah, this is looking painful for Burgersasu. Goes for the attack. It's now or never. Zealot's going in to clean out that frontal wave of tanks, but the tanks in the back doing too much damage. Disruption web. Defensive matrix on the tanks. Also important to note, the observers have been killed. If a ghost were to walk up and nuke... Oh wait, actually, I'm lying. There's an observer right here. Right there. Storms his own probes. Oh, he's risking it all. He's risking it all. Burgersasu maybe killed too many probes? It's down to 17. He has to win right now or lose the game, and the chances of winning right now are super duper low. He killed his own probes to get a big army, a really big army, but I got a really bad feeling about this. This lineup of tanks on the sides is really good. Goes in with a couple zealots. Does not kill enough. Of course is going in to kill the Valkyries, but does not kill enough. Does not kill enough. Retreats with his Valkyries. Turrets being built on the middle there to help him fight interceptors. Large wave of tanks and Goliaths. His minerals are very low now. Very low. He definitely killed too many probes. But he's desperate. He's very desperate. Minerals are very low and he's not maxed out. But zealots are on the way, but he's not maxed out. I don't think I've seen Burgersasu this desperate in quite a while. He's having trouble getting through because SCVs are blocking, tanks are blocking, which actually works in his advantage as well, because now the zealots cannot get through and get on top of those tanks that well. Courses go in, kills the Valkyries, so actually that's pretty good. Now the 9 carriers can maybe clean this out, but he only has 17 probes, so if the interceptors go down or the courses go down, he cannot replace them. Same for the large amount of zealots dying, but he's penetrating into the turret field. He's building new probes, but it might be too late. Maybe I really think he killed too many. I really think he killed way too many. It's not gonna work. I just do not believe anymore. I do not believe. We have 11,000 minerals, 17,000 gas for Freyja, and we have 200 minerals and 600 gas there for Burgersasu. It's not looking good. And the Goliaths once again catch the carriers as they move down. So that's at least 1 carrier dying, and he's locked in between Goliaths and Valkyries. Now the Valkyries will die to the Corsairs pretty quickly, but the carriers taking critical amounts of damage by the Goliaths and the Valkyries. Another carrier there goes down. He's cleaned out most of the middle there though, but he's focusing on recovering his economy. I think this might be it. He's never gonna recover his economy on time. Never ever. He's on 35. 120 supply. He does clean out the middle there though, but... No. Also, by the way, look at this. Freyja has burned through a lot of minerals very quickly. Rapidly. But he has a lot of Valkyries, and a lot of Goliaths, and a lot of tanks. He's maxed out on supply. 48 SCVs, that's 152 army supply. Burgersasu is slowly getting back into it. Slowly, and by slowly I mean very slowly. He's on 143 supply. Yeah. Is there a world where Burgersasu can still survive? goes in, starts the fight. Valkyrie swooping in with full force. Templar in the back there, waiting for its time to hit. He calls GG, he knows it's over, he knows he cannot produce. He knows he cannot survive and keep up. And that's it. Burgersasu, after 49 minutes and 35 seconds, has to call GG because Freyja simply outplayed him in a very long game. And outplaying Burgersasu, Protoss against Terran, as the Terran, now that is not easy. But Freyja has done it after very, very, very many minutes of high intensity play. Well, this was only game number 1. This was only game number 1. So Burgersasu at the top. No wins. And Freyja has 1 win so far. Looking strong, looking fresh, looking Gosu. So please do come back for game number 2 whenever I make the video and upload it. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was a pretty damn exciting game. A long game. Intense game. Blood, sweat, and tears. I'm signing out.